He's over there. Go around him.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be here with you tonight and to have the opportunity to share the wonderfully talented students of Abraham Pierson School who participate in the two bands, the 4th grade band and the 5th grade band, and the wonderful chorus students. I have to say that our 4th grade students look quite a bit differently today than they did yesterday when they were crawling all over the floor in the backyard of Pierson playing games during field day. So they cleaned up really well, don't you think? It's really a pleasure to be able to listen to these students as they practice their music. One of the benefits is that my office is right on the same floor in between the chorus room and where the band practices. So for me, it is really a joy to watch the 4th grade students in particular who don't know really all that much about playing an instrument, and then all of a sudden, within a couple of months, they're up on the stage and they're performing. And for those of you who have heard our students perform, our chorus students perform in the wintertime and during the play, know that there's a lot of talent at Pierson School, thanks to the direction of Mrs. Netterman and Mr. Smith. So we're looking forward to a great spring concert. Thank you in advance to Superintendent Cross, to Assistant Superintendent Marianne O'Donnell, to our fabulous faculty and staff at Pierson School, to our families, and to our visitors who are here today. I know there are many very proud grandparents and aunts and uncles, to our students, and of course to our very dedicated Board of Education who work tirelessly on behalf of the arts in Clinton Public Schools. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our wonderful spring concert. Thank you.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you, Mrs. Guarascio, for the nice words for the band and choir programs at the Pierson School. My name is Ray Smith. I'm the band director at the Pierson School and here at Morgan School. Seated behind me are 4th grade musicians that have been playing for about 8 months now. They arrived in 1st of October, not knowing which end of the instrument to blow in or really sometimes even how to open a case. And now we have musicians for you. And we're going to show you a little bit tonight of what's going on in the beginning band program. And you'll see where they're heading to with our 2nd year program. So we're going to start tonight. Okay, so we're going to highlight a few kids here. If I start to say their names, I'll mess something up, and then I'll start crying, and it won't be good. Their names are all highlighted in the program. They've been playing this for a while, and I selected some students, and Mrs. Ness helped select some students. Kind of show you the basic 5 instruments. Some students play on these instruments all their life. Other students, clarinets and saxophones are in families of instruments. Sometimes kids move to a different instrument. It's very similar. Our brass instruments are very, very similar, and many times we move kids to a French horn or a baritone or a tuba or something like that as well. So they may play these instruments, and they may end up switching to something else in middle school or high school. But our instruments are really the basic 5 starting instruments are here: flute, clarinet, alto saxophone, and trombone, and our trumpet. We do have drums in the back, but the kind of wheel them in the front is a little time-consuming here. So just trust me, I have some very nice drummers in the back of the room, okay? And I'll let them wave to you later, okay? So we're going to play a French folk song called Frère Jacques, and we're going to let these fun kids start it out here. So let's start with Mason and Kendra. Let you guys go all the way through Frère Jacques. So through a piece like Guarascio, students start learning to play together, and then they start learning to play independently so that they can hold their own parts, and while other kids play a similar but different part. And that independence, which seems so easy to an adult, is not necessarily easy in the very beginning. So we move from a piece like Guarascio and around, and we start playing some band music where all the parts sometimes are very different than each other. And our next piece is a march called the Victor's March. Thank you. Students are doing wonderful. My thanks to all the parents for your support with musical instruction at home, whether it's singing, choir, playing in band, orchestra, whatever. Thank you very much. There will be no trumpet lessons tomorrow. If you're a parent of a trumpet student, there's no trumpet lessons tomorrow. All lessons will resume next week. It will go on for 2 more weeks, next week and the week after. And then that takes us to about the 3rd day from the end of school. There's a note that will go home either tomorrow or Monday explaining all sorts of end-of-the-year procedures, rental returns, rental purchases, questions and answers galore. Okay? So look for a note to come home for the 4th grade band as well as the 5th grade band, including information about summer lessons in there if you're interested. So we will finish with a tune called Calypso Morning, which again, many of the students have different parts. Clarinets are going to work on their low register, percussion or play a few extra different instruments besides their tom-toms, the snare drums and bass drums. They got some cowbell and some maracas happening back there. They all take turns on different instruments and learning different things. And we're going to finish with Calypso Morning. story of my beginning band concerts that my son played trombone, and for years I never could see him. So get your cameras ready, except for my drummers. They still are way, way back there. Drummers, give a wave.